Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We are a week away from the trade deadline. Let's check in on what we got and a little check in on some position units. Big unit. Randy Johnson.
I don't know.
Jamie Moyer.
I'm so tired.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, presented to you by SeatGeek. I am Jake Storielli. That is Trevor Plouffe. Rob is producing, and it's here, Trev. We are here. We're schedule watching for a couple of these borderline teams, which is insane that it's like, oh, well, if they have a good week, let's try to win the World Series. If we have a bad week, let's trade away. Was that an everything fake out of you?
Well, yeah, because all front offices ever talk about is we don't dive into small sample sizes, and then the 7 games decide what they're gonna do. That's insane. God. It's insane.
Feeling like
we just talked about F war and B war. I don't know, man. I want my manager smoking cigarettes. That's what I want. I want to go back to those days.
Shout out to Jim Leland.
Yeah.
Trev, I want to get some general thoughts. B, we could do a little schedule watch and see what's going to go on this deadline, because I flip-flop every hour. Every hour I'm like, wait, there's all these contenders that have needs that, every team has their individual argument for their quote-unquote window or whatever it may be that, there's rumors about the quiet deadline this year, and I'm like, how can that be possible? There's too many teams that, you got to go. You got to do something that I don't know. I flip-flop on that every hour.
It's interesting because what was the expanded playoffs for? More teams to be involved in the playoff push, but now, people still want everyone to trade all their assets away. I've gotten on the train where I'm like, why are we trading? What are we doing? If you're completely out of it and you want to flip some of your rentals, sure. But if you're fringe, even these teams, in the AL, we got teams that are 4 games out. 4 games out, and we still have 60 games to play. You should be trying to win,
right?
Still, right? If that's the premise of expanded playoffs. But I don't know, man. I think a lot of people just like the chaos. I do too. When we get the passing bombs, I love it. But at the root of the playoff expansion, it was for more teams to be involved. And I guess it has happened. But we just call for all these trades. And sometimes, don't you, as a fan of a team, okay, let's just call it my Twins right now. Everyone all the fan base wants the players traded. I'm like, why? Why do you want that? Don't you want the rest of the summer to at least have a chance? Isn't that what it's all about?
Twins are a very interesting case, and I don't normally say that, but
Cincinnati, St. Louis, you're 3.5 games out. You should be adding.
Well, let's get into the realness of it, Coach Trev, and it's all brought to us by our friends at SeatGeek. Make sure you guys go see these teams. Go see it. Go see them now. It could be your last week to watch Griffin Jacks in Minnesota.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean. Maybe, is it Gino's last week in Arizona? I don't know, but go to a baseball game, because that's what's going on right now, people. That's it. It's all baseball all the time. And why not go to a game with the #1 rated ticketing app? Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 bad, 10 good. Look at that. You know how to use the app. Code TALKIN2025. So if you've used the code or not, code TALKIN2025, 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code TALKIN2025. Coach, where to begin? I honestly loved what we were just yucking about, but okay, you have your hand raised, please.
Yeah, I want to piss our sales team off a little bit.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. This hat is so sick, and it's by former big leaguer Micah Johnson turned artist, and he's got this collab with New Era out right now.
It's a cool hat.
Not every team is available. Go check it out. I just want to support them.
Sorry to our sales team.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Trev, do we start with snakes? Are they still the kingpin in all this of their major league talent and what they have to sell, or does it not start?
I think it's snakes and my Twins. I think that's like what everyone's that's what everyone's saying. Snakes 5.5 games out of a wild card spot. 2 games under 500. I mean, yeah, they're the most interesting team because they have big decisions. And I think what everyone forgets about when you have these guys that are impending free agents is the compensatory pick that you get. Right. If players sign for X amount of money leaving your organization. And they have some talent there that surely would net them those. You offer the qualifying offer, they turn it down, they go somewhere else. You get a draft pick, which – depending on the organization, maybe they value that more than the return that they would get for dealing X player at the deadline. And I think that's when teams decide not to trade, I think that's more often the case is they're like, the return's light. We'd rather be able to decide later in the draft next year. So I think they have a couple guys there that they'd be able to offer qualifying offers to. Eugenio is one of them. Zach Gallen's one of them. I believe Merrill Kelly would be one of them as well. So they have to make these decisions. I'm not in on the Josh Naylor qualifying offer just yet. I don't think.
Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, them and
for 1 year.
Here, what's that?
For 1 year though, I know what you're saying. I think value-wise, and we're probably going to end up on a bad war rant at the end of this episode.
Would you extend him the qualifying offer? He takes it. It's still a good thing. Sure.
Yeah. Right.
I'm more on the lines of is he going to get the qualifying offer and decline it?
Okay.
And then my Twins, it's more like those are all not rentals. Those are all impending free agents. For the Twins, it's all guys that have massive amounts of control left, which I think, if you're really looking at it, they're going to be hard to pry away, and you're going to have to give up obviously more prospect capital or maybe even more major league ready talent. And I think that's what, if I'm a team like the Twins, that's what I'd be doing, is not give me your 5th best prospect that Keith Law said is good. Give me someone that can help me now. Let's go strength for strength and do that. So let's start with Arizona.
I think we have. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder how much of this speech we've done and we haven't done. For me, I think it's very interesting that Mike Hazen, the GM, has good job security. So if they sell and the season falls out from them, it's not like Mike Hazen's going to be let go at the end of the season. So he's got that working for him. With the wild card, and we're still figuring out this new format, if we're being honest. Yes, the Diamondbacks are 5.5 games out, which, back in the day, if we were talking about division races, you'd be like, they still got a chance. They kind of got to get on their horse and get after it. The Diamondbacks would have to jump 4 teams to get into the playoffs. So if you're the Diamondbacks, not only do you need to make up those 5 games, but I guess that's the difference. When we used to say that number, 5.5 used to mean that's one team. So if they have the bad times in baseball kick in, you have the good times in baseball kick in, you can see that erased. But if you're the Diamondbacks, you can't look at 4 teams ahead of you and all 4 of them aren't going to eat it. 2 of them are probably going to be good the rest of the way. So you'd have to believe in your team being special for the final 2 months. And I don't think they feel that right now.
Well, here's the thing. This is sports, right? And we're trying to reward fan bases. Their fan base is what makes this business work. You have to have people interested in your product. So what's going to be interesting about the Diamondbacks? So they trade away all these guys. What's going to bring people to the ballpark? I get that you want to continuously flood your organization with talent. I get that. But I think they're in an interesting spot because this is a pretty good team. And they've gone on runs before. They can point to 2023 when they got in and made it to the ship. That's still in their fan base's mind. And sometimes as an ownership, don't you want to reward your fans and say, go for it? And they could offer all 4 of those guys the qualifying offer. And maybe Josh Naylor accepts it and he comes back and plays with them. And then they get 3 picks and they gave their fan base an extra, 60 games to be interested in their team in 2025. I don't know. Like, don't you think about that as an ownership? Or are we just out and we're just like, well, these guys, this is their trade values at their highest. Like, what? Like, why is that always the most important thing?
Well, I think what we're walking into.
And am I just an old man yelling at crowds?
Yes, it's happened. You're Unk. We're both Unk, if we're being honest.
Am I crazy to think that way? Like,
well,
can we give the fan base like some hope?
I think the part that we're currently missing right now is the scouting side of things and the potential return. Like, that goes into, okay, so what draft pick are we going to get and who do we think is going to be there compared to whatever prospect we might bring in and what we actually think they could be. I think that's the game you're playing. Because in Arizona, if you're talking about selling tickets, like, hey, the offense has been there, and like Corbin Carroll's still going to be there, and Ketel Marte will be there. So, they can still put a product on the field. It's not like they're...
Yeah, but you're signaling L on the season if you trade away all those guys. And look, you can say it's good business to do it, and that's what you can sell your fans, but I get it. If they really like the offer, sure, go do it. Well, I mean, that's kind of where I stand with these teams who are quote unquote leading the way here at the trade deadline. Like, you better be freaking blown away. That's my new stance on trades. Unless you're talking about guys on the peripheral, like if I don't know, if the Twins want to trade away Danny Coulomb, or if like somebody like that, like who's been really, really, really good,
right?
And he's not going to get the qualifying offer extended to him. So like like I understand stuff like that, but we're talking about giving away 4 of your best players. I would think twice about it, and like I'd have to be blown away.
I think that's the part of the deadline that I'm the most fascinated to see this year, because if you go through trades the past couple years, it's the most hilarious part of baseball on the internet. And Trev, I think it's where a lot of your perspective is coming in, because it's Danny Coulomb, who's been a really good lefty reliever. I
think he leads all the major league relievers in ERA. I'm pretty sure.
Every team needs Danny Coulomb, a good lefty reliever. Like, that's every team has a spot for him. But we have this narrative of the price tag for Danny Coulomb being a mid-tier prospect, right? Like a lefty rental reliever. So Trev, I'm kind of with you that it's okay if you're the Twins and you still have a sliver of hope. Like, I don't know, go on a win streak. They did that earlier this year. You still have a sliver of hope. You're going to trade Danny Coulomb for your number 14 prospect on the other team, and it's like, what does that actually do for your franchise? Where I think things are getting interesting, and we've seen this more in the NBA and NFL, is teams have stopped valuing picks so much. Like, Trev, you have a friend, Matthew, his team for years just traded away their first round pick because they were like, give us good NFL players. Like, that's what we're trying to get out of this anyways.
That's different. NFL draft picks are so different.
Completely different. And in the NBA, the end of first round picks, like, people used to just be like, oh, first round pick. Turns out at the NBA, the end of the first round, like, you don't know what you're going to get at all. Last year, the Padres in the Tanner Scott trade, lefty rental reliever. They got another reliever back in that, Brian Hoeing. But Tanner Scott was like kind of the alpha dog on the market. They traded their 2, 3, and 4 prospects in that trade that it's like, oh, that I'm very interested to see with all the different rumors around Eugenio Suarez. Like what you're saying, if the Diamondbacks want to trade Eugenio Suarez, who I think in his last 162 games has 55 homers, if they're going to trade him, it's got to be outside of the qualifying offer, and it's got to be outside of like anything. Like, they are valuing Eugenio Suarez as the third baseman who's hit 55 homers over the last calendar year, or whatever that stat is. So I'm laughing because I'm hearing teams, the Yankees desperately need a third baseman. And the Spencer Jones has been brought up. He's top prospect, 6'7". Is he the next lefty Judge? And there's some people that are like, you want to trade Spencer Jones for a rental of Eugenio Suarez. And there's other people that are like, we wouldn't trade Eugenio Suarez for Spencer Jones, because not all 6'7" outfielders work out. It in fact normally goes the other way. That I'm very interested to see the first real trade of this deadline. Like Devers was its own drama show. The first trade of this deadline that shows us what the market is, because no one's flinched yet.
No, I mean, it's surprising. We got a few. What did we get? We've had a couple trades early on, but nothing dramatic. And yeah, we're 7 days away, a week away from the trade deadline being here. I'm always so curious why that doesn't happen more. Maybe teams are valuing this last week so much, which is, again, it's crazy to think about. But and then there's the whole, I want to keep my leverage, so I'm just gonna keep my my cards close, so I keep it.
I think that's what's happening. I think
makes any sense. I don't know what I just said.
If you're any of these selling teams, like, and you have a deal for the prospect you kind of want, why not wait 7 days to see if you get another prospect thrown in or another team ups the ante like that? If you're one of the selling teams, you have no pressure on you right now.
Like you're talking about Danny Coulomb and what's he going to fetch you? The problem with what's going on with the Twins right now is they've hit a couple of those. Like, did they miss on the Spencer Steer and Encarnacion Strand trade? Sure, those guys, I mean, they haven't done a ton at the major league level, but you would say they missed on that because Tyler Mahle really never threw the ball for them. But they got Joe Ryan for Nelson Cruz. They got Yohan Duran for Eddie Escobar. So it's like, that's still fresh in everyone's mind.
Yeah,
it does happen. You can hit 1,000%. And like, if you've got a real good beat on a guy, sure, do it. But man, like, it's such an interesting time. My mind has gone so like back and forth with all this. Like, yeah, like this is highest value. Go get them. And then I'm like, but what about the fans? Like, what about the fans? Does any fan actually like a rebuild or like a soft rebuild? Wouldn't you just want to go for it? Isn't that like the whole point?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of anger out there now that if
there's so much anger,
if teams almost some fan bases, if they're not seeing what they like from their team, they almost want the sell because that means the front office has to admit they were bad.
Yeah, it's like they want to. Yeah, exactly.
You guys did bad.
Season, I told you. I've been saying it all year long. It's like, dude, don't you just want to root for your team?
No,
that's not the point.
There are a lot of baseball.
Hey, you know
fans.
what? Here's what I'll say. Yeah. Enjoy baseball however you want.
Yeah, that's true.
If you want to be, if you want to hate, and you want to get your hate out, go for it.
If you need to get it out, and that makes you a better person in every part of your life, and you hate tweet Trevor Plouffe, knock yourself out.
I gave my Carlos Correa rant on the air last night when, he gets obviously crushed at Dodger Stadium.
Right.
So I gave my little rant about who you should be booing.
Oh, that's why you're tired.
Well, dude, yeah, it was a crazy thing last night.
Holy smokes. You all right?
No, I'm great.
Do you eat after the game?
I came home last night and Olivia had ordered me a matzo ball soup from our local deli. Nice. And so I had like a little bit of matzo ball soup and just went to bed. My voice sucks right now, huh? It's very raspy. I feel like I'm a country singer right now.
Yeah.
Maybe it was me. It was Jim Leland. It was Nicky Punto.
Sounds awesome. Trev, let's get into a couple individual players, and maybe we'll do a little thumbs up, thumbs down on who you think is happening, who's not. And this will be brought to you from our friends at T-Mobile. Who's getting the call? Get it? Based on hundreds of millions of real-world tests, the experts at Ookla Speed Test, that's right, have spoken. T-Mobile is now the best mobile network in America. So, I mean, think about it, people. Do you want the best? Because that's T-Mobile. That's what we just told you. They got the most towers, a signal that goes further than ever. Oh, and the world's largest satellite-to-mobile network. I have to tell you, when we were on the road for the All-Star game, headed down there Friday night, you could still check in on the action with T-Mobile. And if you're a lifestyle person, that's what I'm going to call Trev, a lifestyle influencer, the Magenta status is legit. Basically, at every big sporting event, concerts, different things, they'll set up their magenta area, and they've got AC when you need to get out of the heat. They've got charging for your phone. They've got discounted drinks. They care about you, and that's why they have the best network, and that's why they have the magenta status. So if you care about you, head over to tmobile.com/network to switch to the best network. Coach Trev. Okay, I'll just start rattling off names, and you tell me if you get excited. Charlie Morton. Boom.
What?
Yep, Charlie Morton, ground chuck, 3.47 ERA in his last 12 appearances.
Is this like, is he going to get traded or not? That's what we're doing?
I think he's getting traded. I don't know if that's a non.
I think if you're the Orioles, yeah, you trade Charlie Morton, you try to get any value. Like, you're not in this season, okay? Like, the teams that we were talking about before, they're not part of that. So, yes, I would look for him to be traded. And this is another interesting part of the trade deadline. A lot of teams covet their prospects. So the big name free agents are like, it's a lot. We can go and get a guy like Charlie who's got, experience, and we don't need him to be the ace. We just need him to give us, some innings to save our bullpen down the road. I like trades like that. Like, especially if you have, let's say you have two really good starters or two guys you can really rely on, then maybe like a fringe third, you're just looking for back end of the rotation, like help to eat those innings. Yeah, Charlie Morton's the perfect guy for. He's not going to cost a ton. And those guys can be as impactful as, well, not as impactful, but they can be impactful because they save your bullpen.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm laughing that he's the top name on our list because I think he's going.
Rich Hill made a start last night.
45?
Justin Turner, who's 40, stole a base off Rich Hill, who's 45.
My God. Couple.
I'm not 40 yet.
You're not 40 yet. A couple AL Central ones I'm interested from you about. Let me start Seth Lugo, because on our sheet, it's listed as likely to trade Seth Lugo, which a couple months ago I think would have shocked Royals fans. He has a $15 million player option for 26 that you would assume the way he's pitching he's going to turn down, because like you just mentioned, Rich Hill got the start last night. Like, if you could still throw the ball, you're going to get paid a lot of money. So basically the rental of Seth Lugo.
I think if you're Kansas City, you need offense. So whether that's, an outfielder that can hit, like any type of offense you take. And I think if you can get that for a guy that's probably on his way out, I would do that, because I do think that they want to be in contention. Maybe they wouldn't want the draft pick that would be attached to him.
That's interesting.
They're a little closer, in their window. They got Bobby Witt locked up right now. Vinny's there.
They want to run it back next year.
I think they want to. I think they'd be like a soft rebuild instead of, they're not in that stage. So I think I could see that happening. Yeah.
Okay. See, I love that, Trev, because what we've now stumbled into, that was great by you. God, sleepy Trev kicking into gear.
What did I do?
The Kansas City Royals outfield, negative 4.4 WAR this year. We have that from our position units draft. So, yeah, that's something that makes sense to me. If you can offer the Royals, maybe even like you're saying, maybe a major league outfielder. Like
the Red Sox have a bunch of outfielders and they need starting pitching. I don't know if Seth Lugo fetches, maybe there'd be something else with that.
Right.
There's those outfielders with the Red Sox are pretty dang valuable. But if the Red Sox believe in their team, yeah, that's strength for strength.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, Duran probably more value than Lugo there, but yeah. But that's how something can get started and get done. Stephen Kwan listed. I guess you can hear from the tone in my voice. He's got 2.5 years of control left, and the way Cleveland operates, like I think they just want to keep that guy.
Well, they've had so much trouble finding outfielders that can hit.
Yeah, right.
I don't see that happening unless they're super, super overwhelmed with an offer. Which I don't even. What does that even mean?
And by the way, 8-2 in their last 10. The Guardians are 2.5 games
gosh.
out of a postseason spot. So I'm out on all of that. Okay. Marlins. Okay, how about this is a note that turned my head when I was reading the document this morning. The Mets are willing to trade from their young infield core. The Mets have Luis Angel Acuna, Brett Beatty, Ronnie Mauricio, and Mark Vientos. They're quote-unquote looking for an elite outfielder. That's nice. And bullpen help. Also looking at the starting pitching market. But for me, that first note is one of the most tangible. If I'm trading with the Mets, whether it's outfield or pitching, I am getting a young baseball player with potential who's already show ready. Like, that is a different offering than you're going to get from a lot of teams. That when I was looking up and down our document, for me, that turned my head as like the Mets are going to be very involved.
Mets and Royals are interesting trade partners as well. You know, I think it's going to be my line for the rest of the episode. I like strength for strength trades, probably more than I like prospect trades, just because I'm not super in tune with all that, and I don't. The odds aren't on your side. Lottery
Correct.
ticket, right? That's exactly what that would be.
Correct.
So for a team like the Mets or like the Royals, who they want to be in contention next year, I think that's an interesting fit between them. And again, like sometimes, like the Red Sox and with all the outfielders that they have, major league ready talent, and same thing with the Mets and like their young infield core, and you have to make room,
right?
It's like I know my famous line is you used to call that depth. But there are times when you have a glaring need that you got to, deal from that depth.
Look at that. I can't wait. I cannot wait for you to just yell at our analytics nerds about depth one day.
Oh, dude, I was calling for a bunt last night up 5 runs, which I think was the right call. We don't need to get into it.
then let's not. And then I mean, I guess for me, Coach Trev, I want to maybe tidy up this last segment. It's not true at all. I guess here's where I keep running into trouble. My New York Yankees have a lot of flaws. It's very clear. It's third base. It's pitching. That they have to go. Like I and not an obnoxious Yankee fan way, but Aaron Judge is getting a year older. Like Garrett Cole's contract, he's just had Tommy John. He's getting a year older. They just paid Max Fried a ton of money. Like I know people don't care about the Yankees' financials, but windows change pretty quickly in baseball. That there's gonna be a day probably soonish where Aaron Judge isn't the best hitter to ever play baseball. That Yankees, the Red Sox back in the mix. They've got outfield that. They've got needs. They've got to go and do something. I mean, Toronto in a way doesn't. Like, they've just been playing out of their dome. But also this opportunity that's been presented to them, you have to think Toronto is going to be active with a shot to win the division and to make noise in the American League that's wide open. That was just the AL East. Like, this is before getting to San Diego and the Dodgers and the Giants, who have already made a massive trade out west. The Cubs and Brewers are competing for the best team in baseball. That when I get into all of these competitive teams, I guess my one sad thought is in the National League are these front offices that now believe the playoffs are a crapshoot, just believe the whole thing's a crapshoot. Like, they don't try to elevate each other because there's so many good teams in the National League, where maybe we see more action in the American League, where if the Tigers add, they're almost the clear favorites. I guess there's so many teams that I can tell you the story of why their opportunity right now is an awesome opportunity that you have to be buying.
It's why it's so difficult to have episodes like this or write articles like this. It's just, you don't know anything. That's the truth, dude. Okay, yeah, this guy's likely to be traded. To whom? Who's willing to do it? you brought up financials. Like, I think that plays a huge part in all of this. Like, what's ownership saying? What can you do? Sometimes your GM is being told behind closed doors, nah, like, we're not doing this. I don't want to add. And that comes into play. So we can talk. All this is like dreamland, dude. Yeah. Until something happens, then that's when it's fun to talk about it. But, when we do these episodes, I like to talk about it too. It's fun. It's like fan fiction. Oh, this could happen. This could be great. It's like it gets people talking. But the reality is that nobody has any idea. Even our big guy Jeff Passan, I got his article up looking at it. It's just yeah, I heard this might be a case. From who? Are people using Jeff Passan? Is he being a puppet right now? Am I a puppet?
I think we're all puppets, dude.
You might be.
I think you're a puppet. I think. Like, Booney hopped on our Zoom yesterday, and he's like, could be a quiet deadline. Like, did he just want to whisper that to us for me to say that now?
Dude, I don't know. I like legit talk to our front office of the Twins a lot. Like, I try to have like real deal baseball conversations with them. They're great. And like that, I mean, essentially that's what they'll tell you is like, yeah, like sometimes we really, really want to make trades and it just like doesn't happen. And sometimes we don't want to make trades and all of a sudden an opportunity gets put out in front of you. Like you just kind of never know. And maybe that's why it's so exciting. Maybe that's why it's so fun to talk about. And it just brings up, I think it brings up a lot of emotions with fans. Like you said before, some people just want to like, oh, this front office, like I want them to trade because they admit that it's a failure of a roster. And then on the flip side, it's like, whoa, we weren't supposed to be here. Let's go for it. Like it's fun, man. Like it's, I think a lot of people are like, well, let's talk about the Cincinnati Reds. What are they going to do? Who knows? Are they going to deal from their starting pitching depth? And are they going to go get a bat? Like, I would love to see that. We don't know.
Like, yeah, under our Reds note for this episode, they're like looking into guys like Steven Kwan. So is everyone. And yeah, think about how those two front offices have operated. We've seen the Reds kind of put chips on the table at different points. Like, they want to be in the mix, where we've seen the Guardians operating like a completely different franchise, that they have different goals and they're constantly just churning over different players, that if they got the right offer for Kwan and they're saving money on Kwan's contract and they get 3 prospects that they think are going to play for them, they could do that. Or Cleveland's front office would be laughing at this whole conversation because they're like, oh, no, we're trading Steven Kwan in 1.5 years.
Let's give some fan fiction, because the Passan does have something that I think is interesting in his article. The Reds would like an outfielder that can go get it and hit, just like every team would like an outfielder that can go get it and hit, right? And they do have a surplus of starting pitching, a lot of controllable assets there. They got Hunter Green on a team-friendly deal, I would say. Chase Burns looks the part. Andrew Abbott's like, is he the best pitcher in baseball? I don't know. And so on and so on. Like they have a full Rhett Lauder, Nick Lodolo. You keep naming names. Which, why do people always just start naming names?
I don't know. It's like it's informative, kind of.
Everybody knows who the starting pitchers for the Reds are, don't they?
If they're listening to this, they probably know.
Right?
Yeah.
People do that all the time. I just did it. But like, they're an interesting, that's my thing. My new take. Okay. I just want to talk about like strength for strength MLB level trades. Like, that's what gets me fired up. Passan has the Reds dealing with the Red Sox. Red Sox have a plethora of outfield.
I like that.
Reds have a plethora of starting pitching. Like, that would be awesome. Those are the trades that get me fired up. Like, what could pry Jarren Duran? Like, who's the guy? What would the Reds do? Like, would Andrew Abbott fetch Jarren Duran?
In my head, Abbott's value is higher because more control and how he's pitching now.
What is Duran? What's the control on Duran?
Duran's a little surprising because he's.
I'm looking right now.
He's been around. I forget if he's 1.5 years or 2.5.
He has a team option for 2026. No, hold on. He's not a free agent until 2029.
Let's double check that.
I'm on it, Coach.
I know. I'm on that too, but sometimes Baseball Ref isn't.
It doesn't sound right.
Because how can you have a team option and still be in like arbitration?
He has right now, I mean, going into 2025, he was a Super 2, I think. So yeah, he's got a ton of control. So does Andrew Abbott. That's an interesting one, right? Maybe I'm overvaluing. Am I overvaluing Andrew Abbott, who I just called maybe the best pitcher in baseball? He's got a 2.13 this year. He's on a free agent until 2030. Who says no? Swapsies.
Yeah, I don't even know anymore. I don't know. And these front offices don't know either. Like I think that's the other funny thing where we'd love to shadow a front office. Like there's how different team. How do you value Abbott and Duran? Jarren Duran had an 8-WAR season last year. Abbott, like you,
Abbott's got a 3.8 right now. 17 games started. He's 8-1. That doesn't mean anything. 2.13. He's got a 1.089 WHIP. Like this guy's doing it there this year. Was an all-star.
Call Sam Fold.
Right now.
Used to be referenced a lot on this show.
Yeah, I got all these GMs right in my pocket. Just kidding, Sam. I love you. Sam probably wouldn't even pick up my phone call right now.
No. That's the other thing I don't like with GMs. They just pretend like they're constantly busy, and I don't know if they are.
Know what? It's not true. Like, I was literally texting the Twins GM last night during the game.
Right?
My guy Jay-Z, shout out.
Jay-Z, huh?
Jeremy Zoll. Don't forget you were a catcher.
That could get confusing.
I always tell him that. I said, don't forget you were a catcher.
Wow. You tell him basically don't forget like, ball.
Shut up, you loser. Just call the games.
I guess maybe our last informative piece of deadline information before we're on our way there and we're just enjoying the breeze. I guess the tweeners, man. Like I went through the buyers quick and I left out, Mariners, Tigers, Astros, like at every team that should be buying.
Every team needs a third baseman, a starting pitcher, and a reliever.
Crazy.
That's your whole trade deadline episode.
Trev, in an alt universe, I'm training you about a month ago because half the league could use 2014 Trevor Plouffe right now.
Oh my gosh, a menace.
It's nuts.
Absolute menace.
It's nuts that like a league average third baseman right now for about 5 teams would be like a massive deadline haul.
League average.
Sorry to call you
league average.
Sorry to call you league average. I know that's your money year. I don't. And I just know how good you would have been in the postseason. How many 4-WAR
seasons these guys got?
I want you to start saying that to the front office people. Hey, I got a question. How many 4-WAR season you got? Huh? Say that to Jay-Z.
Third baseman right now that's in the league that's like they might be trading. Does Ryan McMahon have a 4-WAR season? Checking it out right now.
Ooh, interesting. It's got to be close. I'm going to say no.
I think he does. Oh, man.
He gets dinged by Coors Field pretty hard.
He's got 1.
Okay.
And it's a 4-0 out of 4-2.
Maybe that can be a new club for you to start, Trev. The 4-WAR once club. for one summer.
Some guys rack up 4-WAR like the first 2 months of the season.
Yes. Judge is at 7 right now. God, hey, I guess in the comment section, let us know below what's the trade that's coming. Who are we missing? What team we're missing? The tweener teams that I wanted to burn through kind of quick. Rays are always interesting because we just talk about they have pitching depth and they're looking for an outfielder. Like I'm seeing Taj Bradley on trade lists and it's like, wait, he's breaking out for the Rays, but they have depth and they don't care about that. They operate differently. I'm wondering if this is going to be a big Rays deadline or are we just not going to hear about them because they're a good team. Cardinals feel like they're getting closer and closer to the sell meter. We haven't talked Ryan Helsley a lot, but he goes back into if he's available, he probably fetches more than a potential qualifying offer or the potential compensatory prospect. Like if you look at Tanner Scott's last year, which again, those two are probably comparable. It's real prospects to get that guy because he's pitching real playoff innings for your team.
I missed who you said.
Helsley.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That's an interesting one.
He was supposed to be one of the stories before the season, and because
he's 100% a qualifying offer guy.
I think so.
Yeah, like I don't think there's any doubt about it.
That I think the trade package that they're going to get offered is going to be above that. And like, what are the Trev, we said we don't know what these teams are doing. The Cardinals have 2 general managers right now. Like, what is their owner saying to them? Thems.
That's interesting. The guy on the way out's like, well, can I just get one last hurrah?
What if we win the whole damn thing?
I've been here a long time, Heim. You know, give me some time, Heim.
Let me cook for one more summer.
But they're a great. The Cardinals are a great example of a team that's like, man, don't you owe it to your fan base to just go for it?
I don't think they think that way.
They should, dude. Like, the further away I get from playing, the more I'm like, dude, the fans are the most important thing in the world. So, like, let's figure that out. And you can sit. I mean, look, again, when I was a player, I would have said, hey, man, like, I'm focusing on my career and I want what's best for on-field product. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that still makes sense. But, like, there are times where you got to give it up. This is what I said with the Angels and Shohei. And I applauded the Angels for not trading him. So I'm like, dude, like, that fan base has been, like, through the mud.
Right.
Like, and they were at 500 at the All-Star or the trade deadline. It's like, okay, like, they gave them that last bit of Shohei. And I think that, you know, you could say, oh, what would they have got? I don't know. Maybe it would have been a franchise-altering player. But, like, you have a chance to keep Shohei Ohtani and give your fans something there for the last 2 months of the season. I feel like it means something, dude. And Angels fans are like, no, we still hate.
Yeah, I mean, there should be a Shohei asterisk there because he's actually one of one when that phrase has gotten ruined. I guess the only fan counter I'd give you from the Cardinals' perspective is they didn't sign anyone this offseason. They brought Phil Maton was their only free agent and has been a nice signing. That if you're the Cardinals, so I guess this is the fun stuff of, okay, so there's a little bit of, well, the front office all have the mentality of the playoffs is a crapshoot and you got to get hot. Blah, blah, blah. At the same time, if we asked every front office, hey, if the Cardinals snuck in the postseason, how do you like their odds this year in the National League? I think you'd get a lot of no chances. And in the nicest way to the Cardinals, like, these other teams we're looking at, the Phillies, the Dodgers, the Padres, the Cubs, the Brewers.
It is baseball, though. And that's and like, as much as I hate them saying it's a crapshoot, I just watched the Dodgers have the worst inning I've ever seen in Major League Baseball last night. They walked 3 dudes in a row with pitches not even close, and then a swinging bunt to the pitcher. He took the ball and chucked it. Jake, it hit the right field wall. That's how bad he threw this ball.
Rob.
Watch this. It goes 3-run score.
Jesus.
It went
It's
all
a
the way to
double
the
down the
wall,
line.
Jake. Oh, my God. This is the Dodgers, bro.
God.
This is the team. People were like, they broke baseball. This
Right?
is not good for baseball.
Super team.
Hey, baseball, it happens, man.
It's true. I'd like to think front office's tones when they.
Rob, how the hell did you have that
He's
clip?
that guy, man.
Always ready.
Come on. Born ready. He's got it tattooed on his triceps. Not yet.
It was his 4th big league game ever, first this year. It was really sad. It was sad.
There was a guy on my college basketball team that had, like, I'm blessed on his triceps or something, and I've always, or no, God's gift. God's gift. So I always really like that.
I knew a guy with God's gift tattoo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that about them being God's gift? Because isn't that kind of, feels like it's going against the whole process.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go there. I'm just, no.
Let's get away from that. Hey, I know you're always looking for the standings from Trev, but the Texas Rangers are a game and a half out of the wild card with an impressive pitching staff. That's why I keep hammering that home. Guardians, Twins, Royals, the whole Central is in the middle. And Trev, the other team that I have no idea what we'll be saying at the deadline, what the hell are the Angels going to do? Because I think I know the answer, or you think you should know the answer. I have no clue.
Let's see what Papa Jeff has to say about the Angels. Best asset, Reed Detmers. I've been saying that for how long have I been saying trade Reed Detmers?
You've been saying that for
Set
a
him
year.
free. If you love something, let him go.
Yeah.
Best fit, Sandy. Sandy's been getting shelled this year.
Sandy's been getting rocked. Yeah, the rumor is
the most earned runs in all of baseball.
Is that Edward Cabrera is getting more interest in Sandy because he's pre-arb and pitching well.
Yeah.
Analytics. Little analytics there.
Crushed it right
Sorry.
there.
That's on me.
Yeah, I mean, the Angels are like, they have a core of players, of young players. They do. I mean, they need pitching.
Yeah. They need more. They need more.
And like the guys that have real value are like the guys that are their core that you don't really want them to trade away. So to me, that's like they don't do anything. They might, on the edges, sure, but like impact for impact player, like they're not doing that.
My one wild card to get traded, I could see Mason Miller happening. Like every team's on the hunt for impact bullpen. And last year this was like a fake storyline, and it was like, oh, they're going to Vegas, and how do you even value a guy with that many years of control and bullpen? And then, Mason Miller took a baby step back this year that I don't want to say he's entered the realm of like all the relievers, but like for last year he kind of wasn't. It was like, is this guy going to be one of the best pitchers to ever play? And now it's like, oh, Mason Miller's good. Like he throws cheese, and yeah, he's pretty nasty. That I don't know. At all these teams hunting for relief pitching, if I'm having to give up real prospects for a reliever, give me the guy that I might have for 5 years and still has a chance to be so special that I could see someone putting the chips on the table for Mason Miller.
Mason Miller has a ton of value still.
A
ton of value, yeah.
But last year it was almost like blasphemous. Like, could they possibly, the A's? And now, if it happened, I think we'd all be like, yeah, they got real prospects back. They've got a young lineup. Like,
I mean, dude, he's only given up earned runs in like 6 games this year. He's thrown in 36. I don't know. He's had a couple big blowups. He gave 5 runs against Miami at Miami. Philly got to him a little bit. Yeah, but Kansas City got to him. Like, that's the thing with like relievers and their numbers. It just kind of gets skewed by 1 or 2 outings. He's still striking out the world. What is his strikeouts per 9 right now? I gotta look that.
14.3. It's
Sheesh.
very, very similar to last year. But again, when we're chopping up reliever numbers, I understand what you're saying. But like the WHIP has gone up a little bit.
He's walked more players this year.
Walks have gone up. Yeah, the shine just feels a little different. Like if Mason Miller took a step up from last year, we'd be talking about like, is this the next like all-time reliever? We're not having those conversations. And it's just really tough to be a reliever.
Civilized.
What was that?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Let's talk position unit draft.
A little position unit draft catch-up is brought to you by Best Western. Today's episode is sponsored by Best Western Hotels and Resorts. Life's a trip. This season's been a trip, and we've been on it with Best Western from opening day at Wrigley when we stayed at the Best Western there. The We Got Ice Boys doing their first pitch series. Best Western has been along for the ride with us. And wherever the ride takes you, whether it's planned or not, Best Western is going to be there for you. Over 4,000 hotels worldwide. Best Western just gets it. They're there for you. So plan the road trip with Best Western. Or if you end up off the map, like I said, there's probably a Best Western there. So go check them out with Best Western. Life's a trip. Make the most of it at bestwestern.com.
Hello.
Hey, James.
How are you guys doing?
Hey, Jim. How are you?
Good.
How's it to be on top?
Yeah, you coming here to gloat, bro? Nailed it.
The season's not over yet. We're off to a really good start.
Yes.
Feel great about it.
Wow.
You know what?
Sound like Boone.
We're all doing better than the sleeper picks.
Yeah.
And not only do I want to, like, I am not mad at you guys at all. But
I'm
if
mad
you
at
look
Trev and
at
Talkin.
if you look at the responses on on Twitter or Instagram, no one was like, actually I saw one guy was like, Jimmy, good draft. So the amount of people that listen and interact with the show, they don't know shit.
Thank you for listening. And yeah, catching everyone up a little bit. Jimmy is in first place right now with 39.7 F WAR. Getting Dalton on that B WAR. Jolly is at 28.7 in second place. I'm at 26, and Trev is at 23. The fan just missed team, 22.5. And what Jimmy has been killing it with, the outfield, the New York Yankees.
1 out of 30.
1 out of 30. Helped carry you last year to the title, I believe. The Philly rotation.
1 out of 30.
Which Trev and Jolly screwed up, so that's their fault. And then the Minnesota Twins bullpen.
1 out of 30.
Trev, I thought that's your team.
Oh, I drafted it because I didn't want Trev to take it.
Look at that.
It's in front of me. I can't even see that little graphic. Who did I pick first?
It doesn't want to see you. And then the Texas Rangers infield, which 18 out of 30.
Miss, yeah.
But Seager's back, and they're going to have a huge second half. The draft order, which is probably how I should go through it. I took the Dodgers infield with the first pick, which they're the highest drafted infield. Couple infields off the board. Toronto, Arizona, and St. Louis are the only teams ahead of them, but they were not drafted. Jimmy took the Yankees outfield with that second overall pick. They have number 1 outfield again. Judge guy, pretty dang good. Jolly took the Cubs outfield, which is the second outfield, third pick in the first round. Which
great pick.
You know, Kyle Tucker obviously joining, and I
PCA.
guess what PCA has turned into, and Seiya Suzuki.
I'd like to see Jolly's comments on that. What's he say about PCA? He's a nice piece. He might rack up some more with his legs.
PCA.
Little did he know, he's going to have 25 homers and 80 runs driven in by the All-Star break.
And he's a good kid.
Maybe he just knows ball. Okay.
Jolly, if I lose to Jolly,
well,
I'm going to be really upset.
Well, get ready.
It's early, Jake.
Trev, you took the Phillies infield with your first overall pick, and then you flipped that with the Mariners as the wraparound.
The rotation.
The rotation.
God awful this year. As far as WAR.
As far as WAR, 18th.
Which is kind of the whole thing here.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Right.
We draft. We know we're going to get graded on F4.
So that's where you guys kind of punted the whole thing, because you went Mariners, Jolly went Dodgers pitching, which just left the Phillies there for Jimmy to feast on.
Yep.
I know, Jimmy, we know what you're going to say about the Phillies starting pitching. I already prefaced our audience about it.
They're warmongers.
Innings. And they're nasty. That's where
Christopher Sanchez keeps growing. That's the problem. I forgot about that.
Another great start last night.
I know. He's a stud.
So that's where I'm mad at you two, because that changes the whole tenor of it all. I took the Yankees rotation. It was the final pick of the draft because everyone took their rotations. This was before Garrett Cole got hurt, so that could have changed the game plan a little bit.
And Luis Heel.
So would have.
And Clark Schmidt.
Well, Luis Heel's coming back. Let's see. I rounded out my team with the Padres outfield, which they haven't really racked up WAR. The bullpen stuff's pretty wild because I took the Brewers, who are third in bullpen ERA, but they have half the WAR of the Twins, which I don't love. I don't love that. We'll have to look at that next CBA. Jolly took the Mets for something infield. Do they even have
Lindor? He's got Alonso. He probably thought Vientos was going to be good. Luis Angel Acuna. Like I get that. Like you dream upon that. The worst pick of the draft has been my Braves, the Atlanta Braves outfield. You know, Profar had a 3 WAR season last year. You get the DH as well. Marcell Ozuna, I think, was MVP 2 last year or something like that. He has not been that.
They're like 28th or 27th.
It's the worst pick by far.
Yeah. Well, Mariners rotation.
All of a sudden, Michael Harris decided not to be good at ball.
Mariners rotation also a bad pick.
Yeah, because no rotation had been taken at that point.
What's wrong with the Mariners rotation? Coming into last year, there was nothing wrong with the Mariners rotation.
We're a predictive stat, dude.
Yeah.
What? They're not going to get F4. You got to think about the NL East pitching staffs and the lineups they face. Bunch of boogerheads.
We don't have to
Marlins,
talk like that.
Pirates, Nationals. Dude, let my Phillies pitchers eat.
Pirates in
That's
the
an
Central.
extra
So,
inning.
I'm so glad you came on the show.
That's an
Pirates
extra
in the
inning.
Central. We'll clear that up.
Oh, I just said National League teams.
Yeah.
The bad National League teams pitch, don't hit. The bad American League teams hit, don't pitch. Is the generalities that I think in my head. I don't know if those are true. That's how I view it.
I think the more interesting
It's
spot here,
working.
because I think Jimmy's already won. Like, I don't think anyone can catch him at this point.
You just wait.
I mean, yeah, I retained title of ball knower numero uno.
Luis Seal's coming back.
I'd like to see your.
I don't think it's locked up, but I am
As
in a
long
good
as Judge
spot.
is healthy, I think you're.
I
pretty
think
good.
it is locked up. I'd like to see your. Did you give like a whole like playoff like in division winners pick before the season?
I don't know. I did bets, right? We did. I came on the
Did
betting
bets.
show. I didn't do the
I think
Cy
we
Young.
covered that recently.
Yeah, how are my bets looking? Bilau's got to hit.
Below
My
just went on
homers-
the IL.
Ma,
So that's your one that's going to be tight.
get healthy.
I think the interesting thing to look at is like what units didn't get drafted even by the fans that are doing really
Yes.
well. Texas Rangers rotation is
Yeah.
the second team for F4. I don't think anybody saw that coming. Kansas
No.
City Royals, we could have. No, we didn't get that. We could have seen that coming. They're another team that I think could have. Your big brain could have seen that, right, Jim?
I don't know. I think because last year was the first year. Like next year, I think we should
But
be.
they
be
were
debating
facing
them.
AL Central teams. That's kind of what you're alluding to.
No, I
The
think
offense is not too good in the AL Central.
that's not how I think of it. I think of like the Twins can hit, can't pitch, but they've actually flipped like recently, kind of.
Yeah. So I think part of that conversation is so when we were doing at the end of the draft.
Wow, the
checking
Central
in.
can pitch, can't hit. That's interesting.
Atlanta and Kansas City went undrafted pitching wise after being the two best units last year. And then Kansas City, we were also their infield racked up WAR last year that we thought that was a unit that was going to hurt us, but it's kind of a lot of Bobby Witt, and he hasn't fully sprinted yet. That they haven't popped up infield wise.
St. Louis's infield was not on anybody's radar.
Well, we thought
Still
Arenado
isn't.
might get traded by the time we
Yep.
were doing this. So
Toronto with the top infield, and that it shows like the way they're playing right now.
they're so fun to watch play unless you're
They're
playing against them.
pesks, man.
If I was a Blue Jays fan, this recent stretch of baseball and the style in which they're playing would have me so just happy every night.
There's nothing better than having the bottom of your lineup produce. There's
And-
nothing better in all of baseball than like these guys at the bottom lineup, like getting on, getting them over, driving in runs, 2-out hits. You're like, this is the best.
They don't have a single easy at bat. The first two strikes were easy for the Yankees last night, and then it was like battle on. It was crazy.
I'm sorry if you mentioned them. Boston's outfield. I do remember after the draft, that was one of the units that was like, they should be pretty good. Like Durant, because we were talking about how special players can really turn this. Like a Judge and Ohtani, like when they have the special season that can cook the books a little bit. That Durant coming off an 8-WAR season, but it's kind of been Willier and Rafaela that unit's kind of a miss.
What other
I'll take the blame for
Do you have
that.
the bets? What other bets did I make besides Brandon Lau? Did you guys already do that?
Bob has them somewhere. We did them a couple eps ago. I don't think they're on this sheet, but we can get them out.
Am I doing bad?
Let's see. Could you make that a little bigger, Bob? You can cover me, not Trev. That's what the people are here for. And maybe I can find the document.
You guys talk about how the
There we
trade
go.
deadline's dead.
Yeah. Okay, Jim. So this will catch you up on your bets here. Brandon Lau, and that was plus 275 for 30 homers. So he went nuts for a while.
What's he at?
Let me get you there.
Clause's been lights out. Are they winning enough games? I know he's got like
They started winning again.
I know he's got 1-something ERA.
Lau's got 19.
Oh, get healthy. What's his injury? Broken heart?
I think it's a broken heart.
Left ankle foot.
Oh,
Same thing.
That's fine.
that is his swing foot.
Class
Tendinitis.
Okay, he's fine.
Class A has 22 saves, so to get to 35, that's going to be tight.
Well, yeah, but down the stretch, are they in a race or are they out of it? Everyone's
a
in
little
it.
bit of both.
Everyone's
a little
in
bit
it.
of both.
Everyone's in it. Maybe they trade him. They're not trading him.
And then you had under.
Less than 3 teams will win 100 games. That's looking great.
I think that's looking great.
It's like the longest it ever took for one team to get to 60. Congrats, Tigers.
Congrats, Central teams.
What is that minus 280? We're allowed to do that.
That was a safe under. He went risky with the Lau homers, so he got leeway there. Trev's Pete Alonso RBIs.
What are you comparing? Look at my sprinkle compared to yours.
Plus 1,300 is pretty good sprinkle.
Mine's plus 2,500.
The sprinkles aren't happening this year.
Yeah, none of our
okay.
sprinkles are happening. Justin Martinez is out for the year.
So that's not looking good. Red Sox to make the playoffs for your lock, Trev. That's looking risky.
Is Bregman over 260 and not coming back, or is he coming back?
He's back.
Oh, wow.
By the way, Boston in the playoffs right now.
It's close. Bregman hitting 291. Belly was my lock to hit over 260, which Trev was critical of. After today, Cody Bellinger's hitting 285, and he's been playing great, so hopefully he keeps that up. And I had Mariners less wins than the Brewers, which for a while was looking bad because the Mariners were hot to trot out of the gate. But then Pat Murphy coached them up. You know what I'm saying?
Man, those are two teams they're like cousins that see each other once a year at a reunion, and when they do, they just fucking ruin everyone else's time, but they have a blast. That's those two teams, fan bases together. Like, on their own, pretty benign. You put those two together, you're going to get mayhem.
Brewers, Mariners?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The vibe of those fans are, very nice, but I feel like if you put them with the right company, they're going to, pull a lot of pranks on you.
Seattle's got a little more piss and vinegar.
Yeah, I was going to say Milwaukee's not like that.
Oh, but the Milwaukee fans egg them on.
Yes,
They like watching.
love it.
They like watching.
They
a good
can't
time.
believe their crazy cousin out west.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna be jumping off bridges. Yeah. How many? This isn't necessary. How many games has Clase pitched in and not gotten the save? Are the Guardians just fucking him over?
Let's see. I mean,
It's
if
a
you
whole
remember,
Because that was my lock.
he got benched very briefly. That was like a week he got taken out of the closer role. And then I think they've just been bad.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
'Cause
they
his
lost
his
10 in a
appearances
row.
in history, that was.
He's also going to get traded, so that's probably good for you.
I don't know. I might wait for the offseason. That's a big move. 3 years left on his deal.
Of his last 8 appearances, he's gotten. Oh no! I misread that. He's gotten 4 saves. So that's still not the
That's
ratio
not
you're
great.
looking for.
That's not
yeah.
great.
But they haven't been winning a ton.
That's bad.
They haven't been winning a ton. What were you saying your deadline hot take was that you were trying to get off your chest? It was so hot. You were like, I got to save this for the end.
Now I'm worried we're not having a good deadline.
am
It seemed
too.
like everyone was geared up. And now the whispers we heard yesterday was that it's dead.
But we're puppets, dude.
That's my team shouldn't be trading. The whole point of the expanded playoffs is more teams should be going for it. I like it. You guys want just breaking news episodes with Jeff Pass, and I'm like, what about the fans? I'm always about the fans.
You're just
I think,
scared your
I
twins
think,
are going to sell, and you're going to
man,
be
I
didn't
calling
say
sad
that.
twin games.
I said,
Man, think
if
of
they
the
trade Joe
biggest-
Ryan, I'm quitting. I'm not calling any more games.
As an entertainment industry, trades get people going. Think about some of the biggest news in sports this year. I think both were trades, right?
That's 24 hours.
Devers trade,
cycle.
Luca
People forget.
trade. Those are big news. You know what doesn't make anyone care? When a bad team makes the playoffs and loses 2 day games on a Tuesday and Wednesday and clap their back and say, we made the playoffs.
But that's rewarding casuals. I'm about rewarding fans of the teams.
Yeah, but it's a funnel. You can't get diehard fans without
I
them
think
being
there's
casuals first.
Much more to rewarding the casual fan than like a flashy trade
Just
that
saying.
they'll forget about the next day. It's like one news cycle, it's gone.
Half the
I'd rather
league.
reward the fans that are
I
coming
like-
and fill out the ballpark.
I like trades and good rentals going to playoff teams.
Your team.
No, playoff teams. Like when Manny Machado went to the Dodgers. Like when you have
What's
good
the
rentals
playoff
go
team?
places. That's
What's the
fun.
playoff team? There's
But-
so many.
I don't like the wild card system. I've been very open about that.
Wait, I thought, aren't these guys with MLB now? And he's saying he doesn't like the wild card for him? What the heck?
How many games out do you consider a team that's still in contention, James?
Contention for what?
At the deadline.
Contention for
A wild card spot.
losing that the Trop for 2 games that no one's at or watches.
Steinbrenner Field this year.
Steinbrenner Field. It would all depend on the division and their remaining schedule, right? Like if you're 4 games back, but you have 4 games against that team, you're in it. If you're 4 games back and you don't play the 2 teams ahead of you at all anymore, that's really hard. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like if you can't do your own bidding, the number is bigger.
Of ball left.
Yeah. I'm talking. I was saying like last month of the season.
I like you. You've pointed a lot to how many teams are ahead of you because there's something, and this is what I was talking with the NL wild card before. Like, there's something. If there's one team ahead of you and you're 3.5 games back, it's like okay,
yeah,
we got to be better than those cats. If you're 5.5 games back and there's 4 teams ahead of you, 2 of those teams are going to be good.
Yeah,
I think you look at it like how many wins do we have to make the playoffs, and like you can figure that out. So you play to that, no matter who's in front of you. 80 in the AL, I'd say 86 wins gets you into the playoffs. So then you just focus on that.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to look at it. I mean, division games count as extra. So also like the Yankees, once they run out of games against the Blue Jays, that number gets harder to chase down.
Yeah, I'm more so talking about the wild card than division. Yes.
Well, but same thing. If you have games remaining against the teams ahead of you, it's much easier to track down.
And Trev, I just think you need to put your player hat back on a little bit because I mean,
yeah,
it's 2014 and you get
want to trade away pieces.
You get traded to the New York Yankees and you get to put on the pinstripes and show everyone how good you were in the postseason. Come on,
players want people to get traded to their team.
Yeah. Or maybe they don't. Maybe that we like the guys in the building.
That's not all of them. Not all of them.
Nah.
I like the showers.
Remember how mad the Astros were in 2017 that they didn't go out and trade anyone? So much so that they're like, all right, fuck, we'll go get Verlander and waiver wires. And then they were like, thank you. And the dugout or clubhouse said like openly, like, yeah, dude, we were pissed you didn't get us any help. Like, we have a good team.
Now look.
And they went and got Verlander, slapped some sticky shit on his fingers, won the whole damn thing.
Congrats to the Houston Astros. Congrats to you, Jim.
This episode went
not yet.
around.
That's premature.
Okay. I like that.
But thank you.
I don't think it's premature.
Everything
I
I
was
do
an
is-
Jim.
I'd say it's a good draft either way. I don't know. I'm
Thank
not
you.
saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't embarrass
You should have
myself. Like
known.
some.
I gotta be closer to you in the draft. I can't leave you around.
I mean, I don't know. Just don't
Pick
leave
the
me.
Yankees outfield and Phillies
If
rotation.
I win and then you guys leave me the same exact players, it's not a keeper league, you know? I'll take Yankees outfield and Phillies starting rotation until I lose with them.
It's just facts.
Unless we change and not use F4 anymore, because then I'll just find teams that spam B-War.
So B-War, it hurts. Thanks, Jomboy.
Me too.
Thanks,
F4 stinks.
I didn't know. Speaking of, let's end it with DraftKings Bet the Cycle like we do on Wednesdays. Brought to you by DraftKings. Use code JMBaseball when you sign up for the DraftKings Sports Book. Where is it? Trev, you got the big stick today or no?
Yeah, I don't really like the single.
Okay, I'll go for it because this was Rob in the lab. Charlie Morton will have a quality start with at least 3 Ks before being traded this deadline. Struck out 3+ in all 9 starts since being added to the rotation, and he's gone 5+ in 2 earned runs in 6 of his last 9. So it's hey, it's trade deadline saying we need you to show out, Charlie Morton. I'll go with the salt, man.
So does he have like one chance to do that?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay, I'll sure. for the double. 1 or more runs driven in from Addison Barger versus the Tigers in their series opener on Thursday. He's got 18 runs driven in 17 July games. He's got a 1 daughter in July. And you know I'm I was the first guy on Addison Barger, so you're welcome.
That kid is a dog. I like that one maybe more than the single. Francisco Lindor, triple time, get the legs loose. Francisco Lindor breaks out of his hitless slump with a homer tonight against the Angels. 0 for his last 30, longest hitless streak of the career. It can come for anyone, people. Fractured his toe on June 4th, and the numbers are tough since then. We believe.
You know, he got in the content game. That's what's going on.
Yeah,
It's wearing on him.
everyone-
Content game's not easy.
Everyone wants it. Heavy as the crown.
For the homer, the White Sox continue a strong start to the second half with a win over the crosstown rivals, the Cubs. Adrian Hauser, over 18 and a half outs recorded. So he's got to get into the 7th and record an out. I believe that's the math. The White Sox are 4-1 since the All-Star break. They scored 38 runs over those 5 games. And our guy Hauser, a 1.89 ERA, a 2.6 B-WAR in 10 starts. He's recorded 19 plus outs in 4 of his last 5. So he's been going deep, Jake, just like you, baby.
When are we making a J-WAR? Like, if there's going to be 2, let's be 3, right?
Laws of 3.
The laws of 3 we're always talking about. So go check that out at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Bet the cycle with us every Wednesday. Trade gossip. The Jombino.
Jimmy just came in and flexed on us for fucking 7 minutes.
Hey, me and Jim can do our brotherly bicker. He did good.
He did good.
Three ones. And I get to blame you and Jolly. So that was kind of a win for me, too.
I just can't lose the Jolly.
You can't. There's a lot of ball left, dude.
Golly.
Jolly.
Charlie.
Charlie bit my finger.
You will not know what that is.
Some people don't. Real ones do.
That's
Charlie.
the real internet.
That was when the internet was the internet.